So much in between, things we've never seen. You're a mirage that my mind can't see through. Are you here with me? One day we can see. And all my life, unbroken ways, but I know that time makes ways. But I know that time makes ways. And all my life, unbroken ways, but I know that time makes ways. But I know that time makes ways. Yeah, I know that time makes ways. All my life, unbroken ways, but I know that time makes ways. But I know that time makes ways. And will my life be there one day? All I know is frozen waves, but I'm hoping time makes ways. I'm holding on to the image of you, live from far away, information highway. You're a mirage that my mind won't cling to, though you're far away, we can make a way. All my life, unbroken ways, but I know that time makes ways.
Hello, everyone. Oh, okay. Yes. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another show match today. My name is once again Denna, and again, I'm joined by my one and only favorite can opener, the can opener dude himself. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm a little worried about Cloud9, but other than that, I'm pretty
Other
happy
than that-
to be here.
We have a show match to worry about, baby.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, we're back. Our resident speedrunning champions,
Oh man,
Showmatch PTSD.
I
coming
have
in
show
again.
match PTSD from these guys.
What's the opposite of PTSD? Like pre-traumatic stress disorder? I don't know.
Perfectly calm. I have no idea.
I am perfectly calm with this show match. I am
Oh, yeah.
copacetic.
So
But
we've
no.
already seen show match PTSD, and now we have a new team to introduce. If you want to take it away,
Yeah, they are connection issues. They are our they describe us very well.
Absolutely.
Is what we're going through here. But they are a team
Another
that I
silver
haven't.
team.
Yeah, another team in our silver bracket. These names not really incredibly familiar to me. Seen them around once or twice, but nothing nothing really standing out so far. Just hungry to win, hungry to prove themselves.
Exactly.
But if we're judging by the bands here, it looks like their ADC is somewhat of a strong
Looks like a lot
player.
of ADCs in this game are proficient. We've got Caitlyn, Lucian, Zaya, and Jinx all being banned out in the first phase, but Nunu and Willem, another iconic duo locked in.
Yeah, and this is Jungle Milk now. This is their actual jungler. Last time we had Deb Guy playing the Nunu and Willem combo pack. He was the substitute, but the Jungle Milk is in fact their real jungler, and Jungle Milk, very well known in the Learning Fives community, a very, very strong jungler. So I'm excited to see him pull out this
here
Nunu
all
Willem.
the time.
Yeah, Nunu and Willem that he absolutely whipped me with in the show match. I am a jungler as well, so it's gonna be fun to see.
He has big shoes to fill. Do you remember Deb Guy with his sick Nunu?
Yeah, he did pretty good. Gonna hand it to him. Those were some pretty nice snowballs. So we'll have to see if Jungle Milk can live up to his footsteps. You know, maybe PTSD will decide to pick up Deb Guy instead and just keep him as the regular jungler. Who knows?
Who knows?
But
it's big competition for this spot.
Yeah, this is the preeminent Learning Fives team right here. Showmatch PTSD is where it's at. They are the TSM of Learning Fives, obviously. So, full team comps being locked in now. We do see Lux picked up for Queggy. This is very similar in style to the Ziggs in that, you know, you get your you do your abilities from long range, try and just kind of burst them down with a rotation, and otherwise you're just farming and wave clearing. So similar kind of style with that Lux. Other than that, very interesting bot lanes with Jin Janna versus Varus Nami.
No Caitlyn this time without the other. But yeah, the Varus Nami, a pretty strong laning duo. Lots of CC available, so if Jungle Milk ever decides to come bot, he absolutely can. But similarly on the side of connection issues, they have the exact same setup. They have Jin Janna as well as the Jax. Potential 3v3 bot lane is very potent, I would say.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see the roams from Team Connection Issue should be very strong. Ari, very decent roamer. Jax, a lot of map mobility coming in and out of the game. Shut up, demos. And so with that being said, I really feel like a lot of these picks are going to have to come down to actually watching them game. There's not a whole lot we can really tell from Champ Select that we haven't already talked about previously. So I think overall, I think we should just probably gonna focus mostly on the jungle in the very early game. I want to see the early pathing, especially from Jungle Milk. But then once that's gone, it's going to be about Ari and Lux and Perly and Queggy, gonna see where they roam, if they roam, and how that affects the other lane, specifically bot lane. That's all I got for you right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one thing I do want to mention is just the difference in the clear speeds. Nunu and Willem by far boast the faster clear speed, I would say. So like you mentioned, that early game jungle pathing, I want to add on a bit to that of how Jungle Milk wants to take advantage of that early speed. And so what's an example of something you would say that he could do with that speed that Infinity Storm on the Jax might not be able to?
Well, the thing about Nunu is that, especially Nunu,
and Willem.
Yeah, is that they're very, very strong at securing scuttle crabs. Scuttle crab in particular. The CC combined with the consume makes them very strong in the river battles for the scuttle crabs, and those are so important right now. Jax is also very strong at taking scuttle crabs, but
he's just slow at it,
yeah, Willump and Nunu, Willump and Nunu, Nunu and Willump, Nuump and Willu. whatever you want to call them, they're very good at taking them. So I expect a lot of map control of neutral objectives from this team. Nunu's renowned for being able to take dragons very, very early. So it's going to be interesting to see. They get one good gank off in the bot lane, manage to kill at least one or at least push them back. They can take a dragon like no problem. So that's certainly going to be something we're going to have to watch out for with this Nunu is just the amount of neutral objective control they're going to put down. That's something they really should be focusing on. Jungle Milk should be.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, we haven't really touched on this top lane, but it's a pretty classic tank versus tank. Dr. Mundo Shen, pretty boring stuff. I don't really expect much action here, do you?
No, once they hit level 6, though, it's not really much of a submarine, more like just a battering ram, but Nunu going in with that biggest snowball ever, which is actually the name of the ability. I love that. But going in with the biggest snowball ever and Shen just ulting onto Nunu creates a really stressful situation for whoever that snowball's flying towards. Because now you've got two very heavy CC champions flying straight at you. So we could see that come out, especially with the movement speed buff that Nunu gets. It's going to be very difficult to avoid that. So interesting to see how that plays out. But other than that, top lane's going to be, like you said, a boring tank for tank.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that, we are going to head over to a music screen just for a little bit as we load in. Don't touch those browsers. We will be right back. All right, hello everyone, and we are loading into our show match today. I believe this is our second last one, and we are pausing just because of loading in issues, but I'm going to go ahead and introduce our new team, Connection Issues, coached by Hypocritical Dolphin. We have Fellini-esque playing Mundo in the top lane. We have Infinity Storm on that Jax in the jungle. And Pearly playing Ari in the mid lane. And then bot lane, we have Brevity supporting Scruffles, playing Janna and Jhin respectively.
Yep, and on the other side of the rift, am I unmuted? I can't remember. Okay, on the other team, we have Crimson Lotus 3 up in that top lane. R7, Jungle Milk, playing that jungler. Riot Quaggy in the mid lane without the other. I said it wrong. It's never one without the other. The support duo supporting each other in the bot
There
lane
we go.
ADC support. I can't talk today, but that's okay.
That is the worst bot lane name I can ever think of to cast. Why do they have it never one without the other? The order is just wrong.
Yeah, you gotta have the ADC be never one. That's how that works.
Exactly, right? Well, we're loading in onto game, and then you were talking about these early jungle starts, or how we want to track these junglers in the early game. And I'm expecting just regular, standard bot lane starts from both. What do you think? Any potential for cheese?
I imagine that there might be a blue buff start for Jax as we're seeing the posturing here. Jax kind of wants to surprise the enemy jungler if he can, because especially if it's a Nunu here, it's very, very important that he what is that sound?
Oh, that's the Nunu bot. It's the Nunu bot.
I was
it's
like,
the dancing.
Where is this disco music coming from?
Incredible. Nunu bot, baby. This revamped skin is incredible.
Okay. But no, he's gonna try and want to throw this Nunu off however possible, but he does end up going for the blue buff start. So we're gonna see mirrored starts here, but I do want to watch how Jungle Milk plays this Nunu because
another pause, baby.
Another pause.
I feel like this pause is for us, but we're already here. Yeah, so we're just gonna wait. There we go.
Okay. We're fine.
And we're back, baby.
Alrighty. But yeah, I really want to see what happens with Jungle Milk here on this Nunu, so that's who I'm going to be watching for the next 6 or 7 minutes.
Give or take. Unless some good old fighting happens early, as Showmatch PTSD was definitely a fan of last game, so we'll have to see if they make it happen once again.
Yep. I'm sorry.
Yep.
That's what we're going with.
Absolutely.
Top lane's doing its thing. I'm trying to stay on top of the directed camera. It's kind of flying all over the place.
Yeah, it's jumping all over the place. But we mentioned that the control that Nunu had over the scuttle, and I find it very interesting that Jax actually opted for a red buff to scuttle to blue buff. So it looks like Infinity Storm also understands that the scuttle priority definitely goes to R7 Jungle Milk. So he's gonna change up his path a little bit to accommodate for that, and I want to see how it influences the rest of the game.
Yeah, Jungle Milk has no idea about this modified start here, so that's very, very important.
Oh, look at this fighting top lane. The flash already burned by Crimson Lotus. Really, really low Fellini-esque. That's a mouthful of a name, but he's also fairly low on that Mundo. Jeez, that was pretty close.
Also, I really like the SFX matching on SKT Nami and what's this, Forsaken Varus, I believe?
This is Conqueror Varus, I'm pretty sure.
Something like that. But they're both kind of reddish orange effects, so well done depicted. Two different skin lines, but still having matching effects.
They're matching it up. They're the iconic duo. Level 3 Crimson Lotus, he has a large minion wave, but I don't think Fellini-esque wants to take that fight any further. Oh. Big damage bot lane.
I want to point out just how good Quaggy is at landing these E's here. That's like the third Lucent Singularity he's managed to land onto Amperely. So that's pretty cool. He's now going to be able to posture here with the health difference and the level difference. He can posture a little bit forward, try and zone Ahri out of the farm a little bit, because Ahri is very mobile, but if she does get zoned out, it's kind of difficult for her to farm.
Looking top lane here, Jungle Milk doesn't have the snowball quite charged up yet. He just kind of walked in there. Definitely not dead guy right there.
And that was not a dead guy gang.
No. But we can see there that There was the vision already placed by Fellini-esque with that control ward, so Jungle Milk tried to make something happen but couldn't quite make it work. And he's still holding here, he wants to make it work, but doesn't look like that Fellini-esque is going to fall for this. Or the bait from Crimson Lotus.
This is fine.
I love it. The emotes, even better, even better. And the Death Pangu. Fellini-esque looks like he's biting here. He's going for the ward. Here comes the snowball, the drift. It's not enough, and doesn't even get the siege minion. This is fine, Jungle Milk.
This is fine.
This is fine.
Yeah, remember, your job's on the line here. If you don't do well enough, we're going to replace you with Dev Guy.
But looking at that time spent top lane, he spent a fair bit of time in that bush, and you can always see reflected in Infinity Storm CS how he's up about 10 CS already, and it looks like he's going to match even further. So definitely wasting a bit of time top lane.
Yeah, this is very important for Infinity Storm, is to continue to farm. Early game being one of Jax's weakest phases, he just gets stronger and stronger as the game goes on. Of course, Jungle Milk can build tanky and continue to be a CC bot, literally in this case because he's playing Nunu bot. But Infinity Storm, like the classic thing about Jax is they say that you can feed your ass off early game. I'm sorry, feed your butt off early game.
Ooh,
your non-binary excrement expelling device off early, and then still manage to win
by
the
late
game.
game. Yeah, by late game you're still a monster. There's not really much that can hold you off here. And yeah, with that late game scaling that Jax provides, he's definitely strong.
Oh, minion
and
block.
Crimson Lotus here, blocked by the minions, flash from Fellini-esque. Is he gonna die? Pops the ult.
Oh!
Not the right play there. Because popping the ult has an initial health cost, so not the play. The bubble landing on Brevity here, the flash, but he's already ignited, and without the other, it looks like he wants to chase further. Oh, and a heal from Scruffles. Does manage to save his support.
It actually wouldn't have killed him even with the Ignite last kick, but he would have been at 3 HP, and if there had been any minion autos going in, that would have killed him, so good heal.
And meanwhile, the barrier was forced mid by Imperly, so pretty big summoner spell advantage there in favor of her, or him.
Them. You know.
Them.
Ah, there's a snowball!
The snowball hitbox! Not this time. Dead Guy would have landed that. But here we have Scruffles here in the bot lane, and all alone, now he's dead. But the tower! One more! It's not enough.
Yeah, good job there by Jungle Milk. Of course, he ran that way because he didn't want to have to deal with the possibility of Infinity Storm being there.
Top lane here. Crimson Lotus here uses the taunt to get in, and he's regretting it now, bringing his score up, or down, I would say, to 1 and 2. And Fellini-esque just has Crimson Lotus started jumping into him and giving him these kills. Let's see what he can do on this Mundo.
Yeah, he's the only one with kills on his team right now. All of the gold advantage that's on the team is focused around him and on Jax. It's only about a 200 gold advantage for Infinity Storm, but it's almost 1,000 gold. Actually, about 800 gold that Fellini-esque has over Crimson Lotus. So we'll have to see if he's able to leverage that advantage as the game progresses, because he's really going to have to be the driving force in this game with the kills on his back like that. Obviously, he's not going to be able to carry the same way an ADC will, but being able to stay in front, do tons of tanking, and basically be a absolute nuisance in team fights will certainly be much easier. Hello, Ultimate!
Oh, the Chains of Corruption lands onto Scruffles here. Ball lane, the bubble lands as well. Looks like he will fall. The arrow seals his fate, and the charm mid lane, the electrocute props, the binding lands from Craggy, and it looks like it will be a neutral trade. That was a nutty ultimate from without the other.
Yeah, that was impressive, knowing exactly how much damage he needed, exactly the spacing he needed there.
Yep.
Now, we want to watch it. Oh, okay,
the snowball. There is the land onto Brevity. He does have the ult available. He will use the Monsoon, but without the other under tower, it looks like he's going the wrong way. Flash does not flash or heal, and he actually gets shut down in the end by the Jaw on the tower. Oh, Jax is here. Infinity Storm wants to make something happen, maybe with Scruffles. The snowball is channeled to try and get away, but he might leave Never One behind. There is the counter strike available. The flash out of Never One. He will get stunned up. There is the root as well. The Shen ultimate comes out of Crimson Lotus. He's coming down and joining the party, and Pearly's here as well, but it will just be a neutral fight. 0 kills on either side.
Now, the thing to bear in mind is that Pearly is already behind in farm, and he just came down and basically did absolutely nothing in this bot lane. So that's going to give Quaggy time to hit this tower, bounce the wave, reset the wave, and put him in a position where he can put kill pressure on this Ahri. So very well done from Quaggy for recognizing that he couldn't follow with the diminished mobility that he has. Good on Crimson Lotus being able to use his teleport to get back in lane, not losing too much tower health.
Yeah, but speaking of Crimson Lotus, looking at this farm differential is incredible. He's getting his CS doubled already at 10 minutes. This is an absolute dominant performance coming out of Fellini-esque.
Yeah, it's now over 1,000 gold in favor of Fellini-esque. Now, obviously, this is not exactly where you want to see the most dominant performance. Tank v tank isn't really about lane dominance, but you know, it's better than losing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is certainly in a better position than Crimson Lotus is. So.
Oh, without a doubt. Look at him go. That cleaver just chunks him out already. He looks like he's chasing him down. Meanwhile, the dragon falls for his team as well. And another charm lands. The ignite is thrown. The ultimate is as well dodges the binding. It looks like they want to continue, but the barrier will prevent any of that ignite damage from ticking. And in the end, it is just a trade of summoners and ultimates. Well played from Emperor.
But yeah, the Emperor doing a very, very good job there. Quaggy staying cool under pressure. That's what we talked about last time PTSD played. Very calm under pressure is this team.
Ooh, the snowball lands mid, or does not land mid lane. Just some action coming out of Arsene Jungle Milk, and he is also falling quite behind in terms of farm. Oh, Fellini, yes, looks like he wants to post for this dive here. I don't know if there's much Crimson Lotus can do. He goes for the taunt, and he drops a W as well, but now he doesn't have as many resources.
Well, he will have the Spirit's Refuge back up by the time Fellini-esque gets this minion wave to tower. And with the Tiamat, it's going to be awfully difficult to tower dive in. Crimson Lotus doing what he can, and there is a giant snowball coming up the mid lane here.
Nunu and Willow rolling on in. They will miss the snowball, but these snowballs will land. There is a slow. He's taking a lot of damage out. The flash taunt comes out. The stopwatch is popped in. So much health regen. He looks like he wants to get 1 kill. Flashes after R7 Jungle Milk, and he's just regenerating so much. There's nothing that Crimson Lotus can do, and it's a double kill as well as a Mastery 6 for Fellini-esque. What an incredible play out of the Mundo. Oh, absolutely. Big chains of corruption. Unlucky, not this time.
That was worth a shot, though. Who dares wins.
Oh, the bubble there. Lethal Temple, there's a lot of fighting here. The crit shot comes out as well. It looks like they might want to continue. The flash follow from Brevity, but there's a heal and a pause. Not quite the ending I was expecting. And we're just continuing. Here we go. The heal as well. There's a lot of damage onto without the other. The exhaust comes out. He's standing on a trap. He flashes away, and he is so low. Shuffles follows the tidal wave as well to follow Brevity. And another kill. That's 2 kills in favor of this bot lane for Showmatch PTSD. And they are dominating just as Fellini-esque was dominating that top lane.
Now, the thing here is that it's very, very good that Never One Without the Other is doing what they're doing down here. But up in the top lane, they lost that first tower. So that kind of nullifies the advantage that Never One Without the Other has built up here. Because they can take this tower almost certainly, but they don't really have, they won't be able to get the first brick gold, and they won't really have the same impact that it would otherwise, because that tower up in the top lane is already full. I mean, Fellini-esque is 4-1.
Oh, so much damage mid lane, and Pearly does have Spirit Rush, and they will force the stand behind, or stand... United, there we go. Stand behind us.
Stand,
like
that's
poison
Braum.
us. No, Braum is stand behind me. I'm just stand behind us. It's like 2 Brahms. Oh, and Infinity Storm chasing down Crimson Lotus. There is support coming out on Pearly here. There is no Spirit Rush, and it is not enough. Crimson Lotus, while he's not doing so hot, is still pretty tanky. It's just Shen. Just Shen.
Just shutting things.
Alright, so we talked a lot about this big advantage for Felinius. We've talked a fair bit about this advantage for Never One Without
Here
the
comes
Other
a
in the
snowball
bottom.
into the mid lane, though.
Oh,
Is that
will
gonna
it
hit?
land onto Emperly? It looks like it did not.
No,
But,
directed camera doesn't want to show us.
No,
So, you know.
not today.
Not today, directed camera.
Not today. But as I was saying, this... Oh, hold that thought. Jesus, so much damage. He's so scared top lane, as he should be. Okay, now I think I can continue my train of thought. Nope.
No, you
There
can't.
is some fighting here. Brevity caught between Quaggy and without the other, and he will fall. And then top lane, Crimson Lotus is also taking a beating. And Felini-esque is up a solid 2 levels on this guy, doubling his farm still at 14 minutes. And the snowball mid lane, Jungle Milky will not land it onto Emperly. There's a charm in return. And it looks like they're just setting up for this siege mid lane.
Now, one really good thing, the one saving grace of this top lane situation for Team PTSD is that because Crimson Lotus is basically holding Mundo up here, Felinius isn't really doing much as in terms of team fighting. He's basically nullifying
Big
the
charm
whole-
out. Quaggy, the man, the monster! Solo kills Scruffles with the assistance of Nami. And the taunt does not land onto Felini-esque, but the snowball might land on the wall, and then it will just be a 1-for-0 trade. A sick pick there coming out of Quaggy onto Scruffle.
Yeah, that's very important here, is that now that Felinius is here, now they can proceed with the team fight. But previous to this, Crimson Lotus holding Felinius up in that top lane. Whoa, hello, Snowball.
Goodbye, Snowball.
Anyway, Felinius being held up in this top lane means that I can't continue this
You
train of
cannot
thought,
speak!
guys!
There is no analysis being done here. It's just fighting. More binding does not land.
Okay,
Sorry, Felini-esque being held up in that top lane.
nullifies the advantage that he had built, because if he's just facing the same person again and again, he's already won that lane. But if he's stuck up there and not being able to push that advantage into other lanes, he can't really do much.
That's
So,
true, but he's
Crimson
corrected
Lotus
that.
being
He's
able to
here
hold
now.
him up here would be really, really good. But he has joined his team now, so we'll have to see whether Crimson Lotus draws him back to the top lane, because Shen, very, very, very good split push.
Oh, the chain of corruption here. A lot of burst, but Felini-esque is just too tanky. He pops the ult and he just walks out. He eats a couple ultimates and just shrugs it off because he's Mundo and there's no grievous wounds just yet.
Yeah, we do need a Morello's. They need a Morello's.
The ultimate, the curtains call, will land onto Never One. They catch one. The stand united onto without the other is not enough. A double kill for Infinity Storm. They want to make it 3. The root lands, but it's not enough. And it looks like they're just going to turn around and pick up this dragon.
And that was a very good re-engage there by Scruffles, pulling out the ultimate to allow his teammate to close enough, and just picking up the bot lane of Team PTSD that has been doing so well. Is very, very important, because now you need to shut them down. You need to keep them down as much as possible, because look how strong without the other is compared to Scruffles.
Oh yeah, Scruffles is just not having his best game or their best game today. Unfortunate laning phase, and they've been caught by Quaggy at least once. But they're picking it up, they're helping their team out how they can, and it's really paying off as they pick up that tower and the dragon.
Yeah, so they definitely want to be able to do everything they can to help Scruffles get back into this game. And Infinity Storm, he picked up 2 kills in that fight. He did go Cinderhawk, which is a bit strange for a Jax jungle, but I can see the thoughts behind it. Get a little bit tankier.
Oh, it's okay, he made it over.
Yeah, no one saw that. We're good.
No, continue.
Yeah, you get a little bit tankier, and then you can go into some damage as you go on. He does have Conqueror. Press the attack is another one you can go on Jax. You can actually go quite a few on Jax. Conqueror, in this case, he is going to be going that slightly bruiser-ish build. He's going to be building so that he can just stand in the middle of them with Grandmaster's Might on, and just kind of smack away at him while the rest of the team is all around him. So I think a good choice here by Infinity Storm. Felini-esque obviously going to be a mega tank, but having a secondary tank will be very helpful for the team as well.
I think the problem they might run into... Oh, just hold that thought. R7 Jungle Milk, he has the snowball, he's chasing him down, and he will dodge the charm, but he's just regretting his decision right now. He's channeling that absolute zero, and the taunt does not find anyone, and Fellini S is on a rampage now, and they're just continuing to fight. Infinity Storm chases on, the miss from the ultimate from Feige, and Spirit Rush chasing down without the other, and they're getting routed in their own jungle as Showmatch PTSD is just has to back off here. Sorry,
now, one nice thing about Varus is that he does have that Grievous Wounds on his W, but I don't even think...
I believe it's the E.
E, yes, it is the Blighted... No, Blighted Quiver is the W. Corrupted Ground, I believe, is his E that has the Grievous Wounds.
And the E is the Grievous Wounds, yes.
That's not going to be enough. Hail of Arrows is the name of it.
Ah, that makes sense. It's a Hail of Arrows.
Yeah. So that has the Grievous Wounds on it, and that's going to be useful, but I still think that we should see a Morello's come out now from White Quaggy as the second item, and I also think that without the others, should be looking into at least getting an Executioner's as he walks around back and forth. Good job, directed camera, showing us what we really want to see here.
Yeah, I love directed camera. And so with this Baron coming up, how do you want to see both teams set up for this? How do you, how should, if this were a perfectly played game, how should both teams go about setting up for this Baron?
Well,
I guess one is catching Jungle Milk right here.
Yeah, that would certainly be it. He's playing with fire as Nunu here, but bot lane, they could sort of come in. No,
oh man, good night, my friend, Jungle Milk.
Also, apparently I wasn't on directed camera that entire time, so that explains why I was just following without the other around that entire time.
That makes sense. It all becomes clear now. And as opposed to going for Baron with the death of a jungler, it looks like they're just going to go for a tier 2 tower, and they just want to push objectives. Go, 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 fight, fight, fight! As Connection Issues just walks in. They force the ult out of Quaggy. Fellini-esque is just tanking up this tower, and it looks like they're just going to decide to peel off.
Well, now that the situation's progressed a little bit, this is going to be a much easier Baron for Team Connection Issues here, because all they really need to do at this point is have my dog stop whining at me, and then what they can do is simply set up their vision and wait and see what happens. They can even bait it because they've got
I love your dog.
I don't know what's wrong with him. No, all they need to do is basically sit there and sit in microbush or sit in some bush around the Baron and wait for Team PTSD to try.
Do you need to take care of something?
Yeah, I'm gonna figure out what's wrong with him. You talk about things.
No problem. And so here you have in the mid lane, we have Showmatch PTSD. They want to set up for this push. They need to shove their waves out, but Fellini-esque doing the same thing on that bot half as Riot Quaggy goes to answer that. But since Riot Quaggy does not have the TP, this opens up the opportunity for Connection Issues to push back and maybe secure some vision mid lane. But if we look at the vision around Baron, we can see a lot has been set up for Showmatch PTSD. And they have pretty complete vision over by the blue buff, over by the river, even around the Baron pit itself. Whereas Team Connection Issues, they only have the one in the Baron, they have one by the Raptors, and one in the Micro Bush, but I don't think it's quite enough, as a tower falls for Crimson Lotus on this Shen, because he does have that split push. So, something I should touch on here is that Crimson Lotus has that global advantage right now, so with the Stand United and the teleport up, as opposed to Fellini-esque with neither, or I guess not the TP, he has that ability to basically push wherever he'd like. So what I would like to see is Crimson Lotus to go bot lane, cover over that push, while the rest of his team plays around that Baron side. But with the upcoming Dragon right now, it looks like that's what Team Showmatch PTSD is actually opting for.
Yeah, they're definitely looking towards the objectives, which I think is a important thing for them to do. And here we see Team Connection Issues going and doing exactly what I said.
Oh man,
putting up a death bush.
That iconic death bush. They put down the vision, and I think it's going to work. Here comes number one, and that's one down. The stun of the Crimson Lotus, the flash follow from Fellini at the root It will land onto without the other. That's one kill. The curtain call continues. A flash fail from Jungle Monk, who channels the absolute zero, but it's a double kill. Meanwhile, Felinius is just chasing down the two members. There's still no Grievous wounds between Riot Plague and Crimson Lotus, so he's just free to do whatever. And that should be a free Baron. A 3-for-0 trade for connection issues.
Oh, then that's a Lux ultimate. That's a thing that's happening. But yeah, this is basically a free Baron, and that was a classic death push there. Not really anything Nami could really do about that. Everyone just got completely caught out, and you know, you want to be warding up those bushes, so there wasn't really any situation in which they had a way to go in there safely. So it just kind of had to happen. They would have had to have, without the other, use that blue trinket on that bush in particular. And that's really the only way they could have safely figured it out, unless Quaggy just randomly threw an E in there. So I imagine going forward in this game, they will be doing that.
You know what they could have done?
What could they have done?
They could have warded the Baron. If they're not doing the Baron, then don't go near the Baron.
That's very
Holy
true.
moly. Incredible, right? Imagine that.
meant specifically if they wanted to check that bush.
Oh, yes. Because the bush is very important. Oh, it looks like they want to fight for this Cloud Drag, I believe that is up. And...
What is this skin, though?
yeah, that skin's incredible. I'm just mesmerized by this guy zooming around. But you know what connection issues is mesmerized with? That Cloud Dragon.
There will be no Infernal Drake in this game now that we've picked up a Mountain, an Ocean, and a Cloud Drake. So they will only get those three flavors.
Oh, really? Is that how it works?
Yes.
So you only get 3 out of 4.
Yeah, you can only get 3 out of 4 in one match.
Oh, that's very cool. Well, it doesn't matter because connection issues has collected them all.
Gotta collect them all. But no, now that they've got Zapdos, Articuno, and Moltres, they are gonna push into this tower. See if they can pick that up. I guess it's more like the Reggie.
Yeah, it's like the Reggie trio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he engaged could be an Infinity Storm. They will catch Riot Quaggy, and he has to flash out. But there's a huge absolute zero. Kills Brevity, and the fight is just continuing. Fellini S taking everything here, and he's just running at them for free. He's rooted up, but he just does not take damage. He's tanking the tower. There's just so many shots. Another stun coming out of Infinity Storm, and he's going to kill 1. He's going to kill 2. Or I guess Fellini S is going to kill 1. But that's 3 total fallen. That's 1 tower. It looks like it's going to be an inhibitor. It should be a free rotation for the mid lane, and I don't really
They could actually end here if they want to.
Yeah.
They've still got Baron buff. They've got 4 members. They've got enough damage to do it. All it really comes down to is can they stay alive against Riot Quaggy.
Yeah.
Quaggy's really going to be the only real factor. Nami has a lot of CC, but there's not.
There's a nice charm there. They will channel the ultimate, and unfortunately, Riot Quaggy, it is not enough. They will punch the Nexus here. I don't think anything is going to happen. Fellini-esque is just too tanky. And a well-played game out of both sides, and in the end, connection issues will secure that victory as they move on to the next game.
Yeah, this is incredibly well done there by Team Connection Issues. Coming into this game, Team PTSD looks very, very strong. They've had a very dominant performance earlier today, so I can definitely understand if Connection Issues came into this game not really knowing exactly how to move back and forth against this team, but they keep it together and they play around who got strong. They play around Fellini-esque and they play around Infinity Storm, and those were the 2 people that had the advantage, and they capitalized on that advantage and continued to push it forward and farther and farther. Like I talked very early about how Fellini-esque being stuck up in that top lane would be very detrimental. He made sure that he was not going to get stuck up in that top lane, and since he did not, it really helped out his team. He was able to push that advantage everywhere on the map. So very, very well done for them for being able to capitalize on the advantages that they built in that early game.
Yeah, I do want to note, we were kind of talking down on Scruffles, but he really turned it on. After starting 0-4-0 in his lane, he ended up 2-4-9, so really picking it up, helping his team out, providing that utility that Jin always does, and ends up helping his team bring it into a victory.
Yeah, very, very good. I'm excited to see what this last game brings about for us, though.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we will be right back as we prepare that next show match, and we should be online at about 8 o'clock. So we'll be right back, and don't touch those browsers, guys.